Was it really out of pocket at sometimes? Was the plot a little crazy? Like that plot twist, what is that? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We haven't done a reading update in ages, and I thought the best way to catch up would be to do a little reading recap of the last quarter, the first 4 months of 2026, go through all the books that I've read from January to April. There hasn't been too many books. I was super busy with my final semester in college, so reading kind of took a back seat, but honestly, all the books were pretty great. I have some amazing ones to talk about. Let's just jump right into it. So the first book that I read was Julie Chan is Dead, and this was kind of a different book for me. I actually listened to the whole thing on audiobook. I had heard somewhere that the audiobook was really good, so I just gave it a chance, and honestly I'm so happy that I did because it was so much fun. I don't even want to go into it too much because it's such a fun plot. If you've seen the movie Blink Twice, very reminiscent of that. We are following a girl whose sister dies and she takes over her life. Her sister was a massive influencer. It's very cult-like. It's crazy. The next book that I picked up was The Coin by Jasmine Zahir, and this was good. I did enjoy it, but I think I had too high expectations, and that was the problem. I just haven't really thought about it too much since I finished it. It's not that it was bad, it just wasn't anything groundbreaking, if that makes sense. I really loved the premise, and I think that's why I had such high expectations, because I was kind of told before going into it that we were following this Palestinian woman living in New York. We don't find out her name the whole time. She befriends this homeless man and they embark on a fraudulent Birkin bag selling scheme, and I just thought that sounded so funny and so enjoyable, and that definitely does happen. It's definitely part of it, but it is more of a character driven plot, and that's usually something I'm really obsessed with, but I think my expectations were just too different, and that was my bad. So it was not the book's fault. It's very short, so I would recommend giving it a try anyway. If you're interested in it. Yeah, it was fine. Next, I picked up The Memory Police by Yoko Agawa. I enjoyed it. It was a good book. It was such a fascinating storyline. I've never read anything like it before. It was very intriguing. Basically, our protagonist, she's living in a world where things just disappear. So the memory police will essentially choose something to erase from everyone's memories. So say shoes, I don't know. And the shoes will still physically be there, but they forget. No, when they look at them, they don't know what they are, and they have to get rid of them all because it's been disappeared. And yeah, it was really fascinating because what happens when all the objects are gone? What disappears then? And it was really sad. I did enjoy it a lot. It's quite short, but it does pack a punch, and I would recommend. I think she could have gone even further with the premise, but it was still good nonetheless. After that, I picked up Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. This is a non-fiction memoir. I think he hosted the Oscars this year, or was it the Grammys? I don't know. But he's a comedian, and this book was incredible. It was such a good memoir. Basically, we're just following his life growing up in South Africa, and he grew up being mixed race in South Africa, and it was incredible. I learned so much about the history, and I would recommend anyone to read it. It was fantastic. So good, really funny. He delivered it so well through audiobook. I would definitely recommend. The next book that I read was Half His Age by Jeanette McCurdy. This was such an anticipated book for me, as it was for a lot of people. Yeah, I didn't love this. It was good. I understand what she was trying to do. I don't know. This book is very controversial because following a very controversial age gap relationship between a teacher and his student. She's in high school, and I do understand what she was trying to do. I didn't dislike it because of the controversial aspects. There was something about it that it just didn't click with me, and that's such a frustrating review, I know, but I couldn't click with it. I understand what she was trying to do. It was very easy to read. The intimate scenes were very kind of just disturbing, and I know that was also the point, but it was just not necessarily enjoyable, and maybe that's because the content is really harrowing. But I've read My Dark Vanessa, for example, and I found that less harrowing. I didn't love that either. So yeah, I don't know. It was fine, but it wasn't my favorite. After that, I picked up Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. This is my first book by her, and it was my first thriller in a long time. I have not read a lot of thrillers. I've read I think 2 Frida McFadden's, and is that it? I'm not sure. If I remember other ones, I'll put them on the screen, but that's probably not a great sign anyway. But this was really, really good. It was really dark. I listened to this mostly on audiobook. Kind of when I was walking to and from college, I'd be listening to it, and it was a lot. It follows a bunch of sisters. We go back and forth between present and past timeline. This woman's sister went missing when she was a teenager, and we follow the sisters, the 2 sisters that were left behind in this. We have letters from their father, and we are just finding out what happened to her. The thing about these women's lives is what it seems, and it is just so dark. Check trigger warnings if you are going to read this, but it was really great. I would almost say this was like horror in a way over thriller, because it was just so harrowing. Yeah, I would recommend, but definitely check content warnings for that one. After this, I read what I think is my favorite book of all time. I have not filled that spot in a long time. It's been very much set in stone with my favorite books, but this book I have not stopped thinking about daily since I finished it. I knew this book would be phenomenal, but it exceeded my expectations even more. It was amazing. I think about it all the time, and that was Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. I do want to read more of her books. If you have any recommendations, I heard the Poisonwood Bible is great. This is amazing. If you haven't read it, please give it a go. It is so good. I haven't read David Copperfield, but it is a like modern retelling of that story, but it is so much more than that. It is following this boy called Demon Copperhead. His name is Damon, but he has the nickname Demon, and he is growing up in the Appalachian Mountains in Virginia, in Lee County, I believe. It is a story basically following generational trauma. It is like this entire saga we follow. This book starts with his birth and it goes all the way, and it is phenomenal. I would recommend this to everyone. At the same time, it's dark. If you don't think you'd like it, don't read it, but I think give it a try. This was amazing. This was amazing. It follows so many challenges. We meet so many characters. It is not even funny how many characters that we meet, but it's not overwhelming. We just fall in love with so many of them. There's so many flawed characters, so many people you want to love, but the mistakes they make, and Demon Copperhead himself is just someone that he's not real, but in my head he's someone that I will never forget. And just please read this. It is amazing, and I will recommend it to everyone. And I know that it's loved. It won the Women's Prize in 2023. I think it won a lot of other things, and there's a reason for that. It is amazing. If there's any other books that are like this that you can recommend, please do, because I am looking for something that feels like this all the time. It is amazing. Okay, after that, I feel bad honestly for any book that came after that because it was so good. But after that, I did read Acts of Desperation by Meg Nolan, and I was really excited to read this, and I did enjoy it a lot. Again, it was definitely one of those books, you know, it is an Irish fiction, and I think a lot of people know, an Irish literary fiction book, and I think people know that comes a lot of the time with like a dry, unlikable character or a flawed character who is very real and whose actions you don't often agree with, and at the same time you can't put it down. This book was so interesting in the way that I was like so annoyed at the character half of the time, but also she was saying things that I feel like deeply in my soul that I didn't know how to describe. And I will not be explaining that because, yeah, just read it. It is kind of dark, but also it's one of those books where so much happens and nothing happens. Actually, so much doesn't happen. Nothing really happens. So if you like those books, it's just a character story of a girl living in college in Ireland. That's about it. And she has kind of a shitty boyfriend. situationship. Yeah, do pick it up if you're interested. This cover is a disaster. I think there's a better cover in America or something, but just ignore the cover. Just don't think about it and give it a try because it is good. After that, I read another wonderful book. I still haven't watched the movie. It was nominated for an Oscar 2024, I think, and I still haven't read it. It's on my list. I need to watch it. That was The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. This is amazing. We're following Elwood Curtis in 1960s America as a young boy, teenager. He's sent to a program for troubled youth or troubled boys, and it is just insane, and it's based off true events. It's very, very hard to read, but it is amazing. It was so hard to read. It is so dark, and I would definitely say to anyone who wants to read it and learn about this, read it. It is so important, but it is very, very hard to get through. It's very hard to get through emotionally, but it is very easy to read. I read the whole thing in 2 sittings, I think. It's super short. It is wonderful, and I know it was a 2020 Pulitzer Prize winner in the fiction category, and it is very beloved. It's very beloved, and there's a reason for that, because this exceeded every expectation that I had. After that, my reading definitely slowed down a lot. It was peak exam season, and yeah, didn't have a lot of time to read much, but I read Dinner for Vampires by Bethany Joy Lenz. If you've watched One Tree Hill, that is our Hailey. One Tree Hill is probably my favorite show of all time. I love it so much. I don't know what it is, but it is amazing, and if you haven't watched it, give it a try. I hate saying to people, watch the first couple of episodes and just watch them and then you'll get into it. That a lot of people always say that's not a very, very good way to sell a show, but honestly, there's 9 seasons, I think. Just watch a few episodes and then you'll be hooked. This is Bethany Joy Lenz's memoir, and it is about her time working on her cult TV show while also being in a cult. Unfortunately, she was in a cult and she had a crazy time, and this is her story explaining that whole thing. That poor girl went through hell, and I'm like, it was amazing. It was such a good book. She narrates it so well, and I would definitely recommend listening to it. That's what I did, and I loved it so much. Okay, then I picked up a really comfy, cozy book, and that was Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I loved Better Than the Movies so much a few years ago, but I think I kind of forgot that, and I was not bothered to pick this up when it came out. I just didn't think I'd enjoy it, which is weird because I always love her romances, especially her YA ones. I think I just forget it every time. This was so good. I loved this. This was exactly what I needed for such a kind of stressful time in college, and just read this if you love the first one. I would definitely recommend. I know a lot of people didn't love this. I did. I love Liz and Wes, and I just really enjoyed seeing more of them. I loved seeing them in a college setting, and yeah, I would definitely recommend. This is definitely a comfort read now, and I would probably read it again if I'm like stressed or just need something comforting. I would probably read the 2 of them. Oh, reading them back to back would be nice. Yeah, so if you haven't read it and you're thinking of reading it, do give it a try. It was super cute. What was after that? Oh yes, after that I embarked on a new exciting journey. I was definitely into YA during exams. I think I kind of gravitate towards that sort of thing, either like really fluffy romances or YA during study season, because I just can't take anything else. And I started City Bones. I read City Bones. I started the Shadowhunter series, and guys, it was so good. It was so good. I loved it. Was it really out of pocket at sometimes? Was the plot a little crazy? Like that plot twist, what is that? But it doesn't matter. I had a great time. I ate it up. I like loved it. I'm reading the whole series now, and I have no shame about it. I remember watching the movie with my friend when we were like 13. She had read all the books and she begged me to read them, and I never did. I just was like, I'm not gonna like them. She was right. She was so right. I would have loved them when I was that age, and I'm still loving them now. But we used to watch that movie, like we'd watch the whole thing and then we'd watch it again. Like we loved it, the one with Lily Collins. And like I feel like it was not a well-received movie. Like I think it was famously really bad, but to us as at 13 it was amazing. So yeah, I loved this and I'm currently continuing the series. I hope everyone's excited about that. I'll probably maybe post about it on BookTube, but on Instagram, or make a video. I'll have to see. But then the last book that I read in April was The Names, and this is such a popular book at the moment, and for good reason. It was really good. It was so interesting. The premise was amazing, and yeah, it was very heavy at times. It was quite sad, but it was so fascinating. Our main character is grappling with the idea at the start of the book of what to call her son, and basically we're given 3 different lifetimes or looks into how her son's life will be based on the name that she gives him. And it was so interesting to see the different ways their life could go, and you were just wishing, and you know, you really just want her to make the right choice. And watching how different these characters' lives could have been based on that was just amazing, and I would definitely recommend. It was really good, but check trigger warnings because there are some heavier topics in it. But yeah, those are all the books that I read from January to April. I will have a lot more updates from May onwards, definitely, because I've already read so much more. But I had a really successful first quarter of the year. I'm really happy about it, and yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know your favorite books that you've read so far this year, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye!